guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing a full week of reading in this video. I'm so excited. To get straight to the point, we're going to be reading books by my favorite authors. Obviously everyone has favorite authors, and I'm surprisingly still behind on a lot of their, what is it called, their backlists. I have a lot of favorite authors that I have not read all of their books, and I really need to get better about that. So we're going to be starting with Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I freaking love Ali Hazelwood. I have very recently gotten into her paranormal romances, which is Bride and Mate is the sequel. Mate actually just came out like a month or two ago. Absolutely love those books. And I do like her romances too. I've read Check and Mate. I've read The Love Hypothesis. And I think that's it for just her like strictly romance. So we're going to be starting with Love Theoretically. I'm pretty sure this is a lot of people's absolute favorites out of her strictly romance books. I personally love, oh my god, I just had a coughing attack. But I think I rated Check and Mate and The Love Hypothesis maybe both 5 stars, but those were like both read over a year ago. So I'm very excited to see what this is going to be like. It is a little bit of a thicker book, but I'm very excited. I think I know what my second book is going to be, like by my next favorite author, but I'm not going to share that yet. Y'all may already know from the thumbnail. I'm not sure, but either way, we're going to be starting with this. And yeah, let's just get right into reading. I have only read the first chapter and I'm already loving this book. That's what I literally love about Miss Ali Hazelwood, is that it's because like a lot of books, you know, it's like you don't get into it after the first chapter. You have to give it more of a chance and read more. And some books, they do really just take like half the book for me to get into them, but hers, no. I always get into them from the very first chapter, and that's why she's one of my favorite authors. So in this book, we have Elsie. She's the main girl character. She is a theoretical physicist, and also she gets hired for like fake dates. So she doesn't make enough money doing her full-time job, which is the physicist stuff. So she actually lets people hire her to pretend to be their girlfriend. So right now she's playing like fake dating with this guy named Greg, and she's with his family at his like grandma's 90th birthday or something. They're obviously fake dating, like they both know that, they know it's not going anywhere, but Greg has an older brother named Jack, and you can already tell Jack's gonna be the main love interest. Him and Elsie run into each other in his kitchen when Greg is like off doing something else, and the tension between them already, Jack isn't being like rude, but you can tell he is like the cocky kind of guy. He said he's a PE teacher. Does it say that on the back? Oh, I just read the back. I usually don't like to read the synopsis of books, but I just read the back, and it said that he turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermines the reputation of theorists everywhere. And he also rules over the physics department at MIT. Okay, yeah, interesting. I knew he was not just a PE teacher. Well, anyway, they run into each other, and like I said, he's not like being mean to her. He's actually being kind of nice. But you can just tell that they're gonna like not get along that well at first, and I just already love the banter between them. So that's where we're at right now. I'm absolutely loving it. I just got out of the shower literally like 5 minutes ago, and I'm currently waiting for water to boil on the stove, so I figured I would give y'all my update right now. I am on page 117, which is chapter 8. I've read quite a bit, and then I just listened to one chapter while I was on the treadmill. I am really enjoying this book. I don't know so far if I'm enjoying it more than The Love Hypothesis. I freaking loved The Love Hypothesis. Now that I know a little bit more about this book, I can give you a little bit more of like, not backstory, but like tell you what it's about. Sorry if you can hear the water boiling. I'm gonna make this quick. So Elsie is, honestly, I don't know what Elsie is. She does something in the physics community, but she wants to be like a professor or something at MIT, and we find out that, sorry guys, my fire alarm just went off. My apartment has the most sensitive fire alarms I have ever seen in my entire life. Like I literally can be boiling water, and that's exactly what I was doing, and it wasn't even like a full-on boil yet. It was like simmering, and the fire alarm started going off, and so like I just have to go like fan it. And I don't even know. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, what I was saying is I'm not entirely sure what Elsie does. She does something in physics. She like goes between 3 different universities and like does teaching and stuff. But Jack, the guy that we met in the beginning, which is Greg's older brother, he actually ended up not being a PE teacher. That was her own misunderstanding. And he's actually like a professor at MIT, and also he's on like some committee that that helps hire people. And so he is actually one of the like, not judges, but like he is a determining factor on like if she gets hired or not. And it's actually between her and another guy, which is Jack's favorite. Like that's Jack's candidate. And then there's a girl named Monica, and Elsie is her candidate. And so she's basically in a battle with this other guy to become like a professor at MIT. And Jack obviously wants his candidate to win, and she's like, I will prove you wrong. And so we've just kind of seen her going through like different interviews with like various professors, and how she's had to kind of interview with Jack. And the witty banter between them is so good. He's actually a gentleman. He really, really is a gentleman. I think he's 32 in this book, and she's like 27, 28. But he does have his cocky moments. But so far he's been really helpful with her like diabetes emergencies, and he's like telling her like, you are smart, okay? Like I'm not, like I love your work and stuff. So he's actually a really cool guy. But I'm liking it so far. Just don't know if I'm loving it as much as The Love Hypothesis, because I love those characters. I love Adam and Olive so much, and I don't know if anyone can ever top them. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm actually reading it pretty fast. I'm gonna eat my mac and cheese, and then we will keep reading. I thought I was so much closer to finishing this book than I actually am. Whenever I had started this, I had like briefly flipped through the pages to the end to see just how many pages there were. And I swear I saw that there were only like 344 pages. So I'm on page 316, and I was like, oh, I'm so close to being done. I only have like 20 something pages left. And as I'm about to start this new chapter, I was like, wait, but there's still a lot right here. Like that looks more than 20 something pages. So I go look, no, there's like 384, not 344. So I have 40 more pages than I thought I did. So instead of 20 something, I have like 60 something, which is fine. I'm still gonna finish the book tonight, but I don't know where I got that number from, 344, when it's actually 384, because I did look. I don't know, but either way, I'm still gonna finish it tonight. I ended up finishing The Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically, last night, and wow, I really ended up liking the second half of this book way more than the first half. I don't remember if I had mentioned in one of the earlier clips how in the author's note, Allie says that this is her most STEM-heavy book, and it definitely is. Like the first 30-40% of this book, I enjoyed it, but like it was so STEM heavy. Like they were talking about so many science things that I just did not understand, and honestly didn't care about that much. I was here for the romance. And so I definitely get why she said this was her most STEM heavy. But once we got past that portion of the book, and it was more like strictly their relationship, I ended up liking the book a lot more. I don't know if I like this or... Why am I getting the names of these books mixed up? I don't know if I like this or The Love Hypothesis more. It's weird because I'm pretty sure I rated The Love Hypothesis when I read it 5 stars. And I remember just like loving that entire book, but I didn't love, like I said, the first like 30 to 40%. So I think I'm going to give this a 4.5 stars, but it was still absolutely amazing. In my Goodreads and Fable review, I said something last night like, I'm convinced Allie can never write a less than spectacular book, and that's so true. I'm obsessed. I would probably say that this is my like second to least favorite, so it would be like from least favorite to favorite, it'd be like Check and Mate, this, The Love Hypothesis, and then Bride and Mate are like top 2. I just really love her like paranormal writing, but this was really good. So excited to add another one of her books to my bookshelf. I now have like a full collection of her books, but there's still a lot more that I need to read. So yeah, 4.5 stars. I'm gonna be starting The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros next. I've actually already started it, but I'm only like I'm 12 pages in. So for those who don't know, but I'm sure everyone does, Rebecca Yarros is the author of like the Fourth Wing series. I've read the whole Empyrean series, the Fourth Wing series, but she actually has a lot, well, I don't know about a lot, but she does have a few other books that are like romance books. I don't know what the exact genre of this is, but yeah, like there's 2 on the back here that she has a lot that aren't fantasy. I think Fourth Wing was her first fantasy series, but before that she didn't write fantasy. What's really funny about this is I love how on the front it's not a sticker, but it looks like a sticker. It says as seen on TikTok. What does that even mean? I don't understand what that means. Anyway, I don't always, but whenever I'm starting a new book, I always go on Goodreads to see what the people that I follow on there rated it. And Destiny gave it, I think, 4 stars. And I think her review was just all caps WTF. I've heard that this book is really sad. So far, it's literally just about this girl. She's writing her brother's friend in the army or like the military. She's like trying to be his pen pal, and at first he's like, I don't want to be, but then he just read her letter and is finally like, okay, maybe I can. That's literally all that's happened in the first like 12 pages. And there's a lot of like letter forms. So like this one, it's like dear, it's like letter number 1 Ella. So like you do get like the normal writing, but there's a lot of letters in it too. And I like how the back, the synopsis is also a letter. I'm really hoping that I like this because I love the Fourth Wing series. I love Rebecca Yarros' writing. So hopefully I like this. I'm excited to keep reading it. It is a chunkier book. There's over 400 pages. I feel like for a romance, that's a lot. But we're gonna sit here, keep reading, and I'll talk to y'all later. This sentence is kind of funny. So the girl, Ella, she took her daughter to the hospital because she's having like hip pain or something, and the doctors have run all these scans and like they can't find anything wrong with her. So Ella, the mom, is like, well, you need to figure it out. My daughter's in pain, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, they're not growing pains. There's something you're missing. I looked on the internet. And the doctor goes, that was your first mistake. Looking on the internet will convince you that a cold is meningitis and leg pain is a giant blood clot ready to dislodge and kill you. I was like, that's literally me. Because anytime anything even remotely hurts on my body, I'll start like freaking out and research it, and then I'm convinced that I'm done. And I know a lot of people are like that, but I don't know, that was just kind of funny. I've literally been like violently sobbing my eyes out, and I'm only 40 pages into this book. Ella, the mom, found out that her little girl Maisie, who's like 5 or 6 years old, has like stage 4 cancer, and she doesn't have a high survival rate for the next even year. And while all this is happening, her brother, the one that's in the military, who's in the army or the military or something, that was friends with her pen pal guy, his uniform gets delivered to her doorstep because he has died in action. So she now has like no one, literally no one. Lost her brother, lost her parents 14 years ago. She's about to lose her little girl. I literally can't do this right now. I am convinced that this book will ruin my life. I have teared up, I have cried so many times, and I'm literally like exactly halfway through. I'm on page 204. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this. So I don't remember what the last thing I said about this book was, but we have Ella, who has the twins, Maisie and Colt. And Maisie is very sick. She has cancer. They were able to get the tumor out, but she needs like, there's still a cancer in her blood or something. Like she still has it, and she's fighting for her life. And Beckett, who is Chaos, her pen pal that she was writing to a few months ago, he's like basically staying with her now, and he's helping out with her family, and she's growing to really trust him, but she doesn't know that he is the same person as Chaos, because Chaos was his like nickname in the army. His like, what are they called? Like call signs? I don't know if that's what that's called. Anyway, that is the only part about this book that like annoys me just a little bit. Like, he in his pen pal letters had said that him and Ryan, Ella's brother, were gonna like show up when they got deployed, not deployed. What is the word that I'm looking for? Like when they got out of the army, you know what I'm saying? Like when they could go home, they were gonna go see her, but Ryan died, the brother. And so, but then Chaos, the pen pal, stopped writing to her, so she assumes that he's dead, but Beckett still showed up, and Beckett is Chaos, okay? So she doesn't know that this guy that she's gotten really, 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 really close with is the pen pal that she was really, really, really close with, if that makes sense. And that's the only thing that just kind of, I don't understand, because Beckett is open. He's like, I did know your brother left a letter for me saying like, go take care of my sister. And he was telling her all these things, you know, like, I was best friends with your brother, I have a dog, like all this stuff that I feel like he did say in the letter. So I'm just like, how does she not comprehend that like this is the same person? I just don't understand how she doesn't even like suspect it or anything. That's the only part that like not confuses me, but it kind of like makes me mad, because I'm just like, how, that's like a loophole to me. I'm like, how does she not know that y'all are the same person? So he's trying to hide it from her because he stopped writing to her after Ryan died, and so he's just like pretending to be a whole different person. But he's really, really sweet. He's helping with the kids so much. He loves the kids. He loves Maisie and he loves Colt, and the kids love him too. And there's a romance. There's some sparks between him and Ella, and I just know that this book is gonna ruin me. Someone's gonna die. Someone is gonna die. I just know it. And if I feel like the logical answer would be Maisie because she has cancer, but I just feel like it's not gonna be her, and it's gonna end up being someone else. And I can't do that. Rebecca's writing is phenomenal. And I know I'm gonna cry a lot more in the second half, but so far, so good. I'm really, really enjoying it. I don't even know what to say about this book. I know y'all saw me bawl my eyes out last night, and even thinking about this makes me want to cry again. This may have been one of the saddest books I've ever read in my entire life. I don't even know if I want to recommend this to y'all. Like, I really don't. I do, because it was an amazing book and the writing was absolutely amazing, and the emotion in this, don't want to start crying again. The emotion in this between all of the characters was like phenomenal. It really, really was. I was sleeping on Rebecca Yaros's like romance books, like non-fantasy books. I think I'm gonna give this a 4.5 stars. It was incredible. It was incredible. I don't think I stopped crying from like the 70% mark until the end. There were just, and even before the 70% mark, I was crying. Okay, like there were chapters that I was crying, but like strictly from the 70% mark to the end, oh my God, I could not see through my contacts. My head started hurting because I was crying so much. It was so difficult, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you are a parent, I'm not even a parent. I don't have kids. If you're a parent, be prepared to like literally just not be okay after this book. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars is there were, like I said in one of the previous clips that I had, I just didn't understand how Ella didn't know that it was Beckett. I just feel like that was a little far-fetched in the story. Like I just don't understand how she didn't know. Like I feel like in real life, the girl would have known that, and it just, with how everything played out, I just feel like that was a weird part in the story. And I also feel like sometimes they moved a little bit fast. I don't know how to explain it. There was like a very, 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 very tiny plot hole that just kind of irked me. But other than that, I was losing my mind with this book. And it is one of my favorite, I don't want to say one of my favorite, no, it is. I say one of my favorite Rebecca Yaros's books, but like all I've read from her is the Empyrean series and this. And I don't remember what I've rated all of the books in the Fourth Wing series, but this is 4.5 stars, so it is one of my favorites. Like, I loved this book. I devoured it. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel if you have not already. I love you guys so much. Also, don't forget to follow me on everything down below. My Instagram, my Goodreads, my Fable, literally everything is linked down below. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.